Well, happy day one of the BookTubeAthon. I am just doing a little update on how day one has gone so far, and I just wanted to say that I know I sounded super confident when I did my TBR and I said that I thought I could win the BookTubeAthon and all that jazz, but things have changed. My week got a little busier, so I don't think I will be as successful in the BookTubeAthon. But it's still going to be a good week. I'm trying to read a lot today, and tomorrow, Wednesday, hopefully I can get a lot done those days because my mom's coming into town over the weekend, and so obviously I'm going to be spending all of my time with her and I won't be reading much, but oh well, I think it'll still be great. I'm still excited and I'm still going to try to win, but I may shuffle around the books on my TBR to make it a little more plausible, so we'll see how that goes in the week. But enough of that, I just want to share what I'm reading so far today. So I did start the audiobook for By Your Side by Casey West, and right now I'm at chapter 9. Reading wise, I am reading Pines by Blake Crouch, and this is such a good readathon pick because it is so fast paced and entertaining. You just want to sit down and read this whole book from start to finish. So I'm really glad that I chose this, or that the coin toss decided this book for the BookTubeAthon, because it's just so perfect. So I'm on page 176 out of 300, and I'll be chugging away finishing this book tonight. If I do end up finishing this tonight, I will start reading The Magician's Nephew, but it is already 5:47, so just finishing this book may be all that I can do for tonight. And if I finish a book in the first day, I will be pretty happy with myself. So those are all of my updates so far. I'll keep you updated as the week goes on. So I just finished Pines. It's around 8 o'clock. And oh my goodness, this book was so good for the first read of the BookTubeAthon because it was just so fast-paced, and I just wanted to keep knowing what was happening because it's just so bizarre. And to try and describe this book, so there's this little town that this Secret Service agent finds himself in, and it's just very strange. And there's just a lot of strange things that are happening in this town, and that's kind of where I'll leave you because the whole thing kind of remains a mystery, but you get little pieces of things until the very end, and I was not expecting that, and I really want to read the second book now, which is Wayward. For now, I am just going to pass the time by reading some of The Magician's Nephew. I don't think I'm going to be reading too much longer tonight, but I figured I could at least maybe get a chapter or two in. That is my plan for the end of the first day of the BookTubeAthon, and honestly, I feel like I had to start out strong since the rest of the week is not going to be as impressive as I had originally hoped. But that is fine. So anyways, I am going to get some dinner now because I am getting really hungry. But anyways, I will catch y'all on day 2. Happy BookTubeAthon day 2. I almost said day 3, but speed bumps. This is going to be a very non-entertaining update because I didn't manage to read too much today. I did start to find love in a bookshop, and this is for my read of Something You Want to Do, which is own a bookshop. I got to page 30 today because I was at work and it was a busy day, and I got home and I'm gonna go over to a friend's house, so it's not gonna have a lot of reading in it tonight, and that's pretty much it. Happy BookTubeAthon day 3. Today is hopefully going to be my most productive day of the BookTubeAthon since, as I already mentioned, I'm not really gonna do much reading this weekend, so today is kind of it. And I've already read about 40 pages in How to Find Love in a Bookshop, and so far it's really cute. So I'm excited to keep reading this, and hopefully I can finish it today. I am in a different room of the house because apparently this is the room that has the best lighting just all throughout the day. But I wanted to do an update on what I've read today because I just finished How to Find Love in a Bookshop. And this book was so amazingly adorable. I think I'm going to be giving it 5 stars because I just found this book so heartwarming and cute. Like, it's the kind of book that when I finished it, I just wanted to hug it. And not all books give me that warm, fuzzy feeling, but this book 100% did. And I loved how it wasn't like one main storyline. Like, yes, there was one main storyline, but it was about a ton of different characters in this super adorable, cute little English town. And the main storyline is revolving around this daughter trying to keep her father's bookshop afloat because he's just passed away in the beginning of this novel, and his bookshop wasn't in the greatest financial means at the time, and so she's trying to keep it alive. She wants the bookshop to be successful because it's a connection to her father and to the town, and just you get to learn about these characters and townspeople, and Oh, I loved it. Like, honestly, this is the book version of Love Actually. So if you like Love Actually or Valentine's Day or any of those types of movies that have a ton of different storylines going on, then you should enjoy this and you should read it because it was so cute. So, since I read something so wonderful, I am now going to make myself very sad because I'm going to attempt to read and watch the movie For a Monster Calls tonight, which may not be possible because it's already 6 o'clock and I don't even know how long it's going to take me to read that book, and I still have to cook dinner, and I still have to food prep some of these pasta salad mason jar prep kind of things that I'm going to be making. So I may just manage to read the book tonight, which would be great, and if I watch the movie tomorrow, that'll be fine as well, but those are my plans for the rest of this evening. Anyway, so that ends my check-in for BookTubeAthon at day 3. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hello, it is BookTubeAthon at day 4, and I wanted to share what I've been reading today because I'm actually almost done A Walk to Remember by Nicholas Sparks. I am currently on page 176 out of 240 pages, so I am within 100 pages of finishing it, and I'm definitely going to finish it tonight. It reads really quickly, and then I'm going to jump right into watching A Monster Calls to meet that challenge. So I am just very much decided that it's just a sad day. I'm going to be sad when I finish A Walk to Remember, and I'm going to be sad when I watch A Monster Calls, but why not just group all the sadness together, you know? So those are my reading and watching plans for tonight, and if I have any time, I may pick up Narnia again just as something nice and happy to read before I go to sleep because that'll probably put me in a much better mood. So those are my plans. I wanted to share a couple of my thoughts though on A Walk to Remember because first of all, I've had this book now for I think 2 years, maybe longer, and I cannot believe I haven't read it yet. I honestly was just intimidated by it because I knew it would make me sad because the movie is so heartbreaking and makes me so sad. The main character, Landon, is so different in the book than he is in the movie. Like, he honestly feels like an entirely different character. He is way more innocent in this book. He's just like a young southern boy who falls in love with a girl. He's not like the bad boy that he is in the movie, so it's a really different take on his character, and I wasn't expecting that. So there are quite a few differences, and already I want to watch this movie. I'm gonna go finish this and cry, and then watch A Monster Calls and cry again. Hello, BookTubeAthon day 5. It is Friday. I just got home from work, and so I am just gonna throw dinner together. I'm making some like lasagna roll-ups, and then I have about an hour and a half, so I'm hoping while dinner is getting made, I can put my hat on and read Winnie the Pooh because it is time. My mom's gonna be here pretty soon, so I don't know how long it will take me to read Winnie the Pooh, but I'm hoping it won't take me longer than an hour. So dinner, Winnie the Pooh, hat, and then my mom will be here. Also today I've been reading The Magician's Nephew by C.S. Lewis, and I'm almost done it. I may not finish it tonight, but I definitely will be able to finish it over the weekend, even though I'm not going to be reading much this weekend with my mom here in town. I'll still be able to read, but there's not many pages left at all. So I think I'm well on my way to actually completing and winning the BookTubeAthon if I can read Winnie the Pooh. So that means I need to start dinner like right now. As you can tell by my marvelous hat, I am going to be reading Winnie the Pooh, and it is currently 5:37, so the hope is to have this read and dinner cooked all by 7 o'clock. We'll see how far I can get. I just feel like it's so weird seeing myself in the viewfinder with a hat on. Like, it also doesn't look straight. Like, is my head not straight? This is so hard. People who wear hats every day, how? Let's read a little more of Winnie the Pooh. It is day 6 of the BookTubeAthon. I haven't read anything today, and I got halfway through Winnie the Pooh yesterday, so I think I could finish it here in about half an hour to 45 minutes. We'll actually see how long it takes me, but it's just so adorable. If you've never read it before, I would highly recommend you doing so. It's just all the illustrations and just everything that Winnie the Pooh talks about is so cute. So anyways, I'm gonna get with reading a little bit more of it in my hat, of course. Alright, well it is day 7, the final day of the BookTubeAthon, and I won the BookTubeAthon. I finished all 7 challenges and I read 7 books, so I thought I would briefly just share the books that I read, kind of in summation here and my overall thoughts for this week. So first up, for the challenge of Let a Coin Toss Decide Your Read, I read Pines by Blake Crouch, and I loved this. I'm definitely going to be finishing this series. Maybe I'll get it this week or next week sometime pretty soon. It was so fun and fast-paced and a great science fiction story that just kept me wondering what the heck was going on, so I really, really loved it. Moving on from that, I read How to Find Love in a Bookshop by Veronica Henry, and I give this book 5 stars. I really, really loved it. Like, I talked about it already, but I thought this was so cute. It really surprised me because I expected to like it, but I didn't know that I was going to like it as much as I did. This book satisfied the challenge for read something about something that you want to do, and I mentioned I want to own a bookshop, so this met that challenge. And then I read A Monster Calls, and I watched the movie for this, so this met that challenge, and the book and the movie both were really amazing. I definitely sobbed pretty hard through both, but especially the movie really got me. It was an amazing story, and I really loved it, and I'm definitely going to be telling other people to read it. It was great, 5 stars, obviously. Next, I read A Walk to Remember. This one didn't meet any challenge in particular, but I did swap this book out for The Tuscan Child. This book was on my TBR, but I swapped it out for A Walk to Remember just because it's a bit shorter, and I really loved this. I give this one 5 stars as well. I've given quite a few 5-star reads this week, but I really liked reading the book version of this. The movie was so different from the book. I was so shocked by it. I mean, Landon's character is completely different in this book than in the movie. There's a lot more innocence to his character, and this is more of like a sweeter, slow love friendship story than the movie is. There's a little more drama in the movie, which I love both equally, but I'm so happy to have read this, and I'm so glad I finally got around to it because I've had this book for a couple years now, but was just afraid to read it because I knew it would make me sad. And yes, it did make me sad, but it was so, so worth it. So I'm glad I finally read it. Next, I read The Magician's Nephew, which I loved, 5 stars by C.S. Lewis. This was a reread for me. I'd read it maybe this is my 3rd time, I believe, reading it. I think I've read the series through twice before, so I loved it. It's just a really wonderful story, and I'm going to be continuing reading the rest of the Chronicles of Narnia series because all of these books are just great, and I'm so excited to read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe because that was always my favorite growing up. And then I read Winnie the Pooh, and this is the one that I wore a hat the whole time I was reading it, and it also satisfies the challenge for it is a green cover and it has a beautiful spine. So this book here held a lot of challenges in it. I'll definitely be reading this to my future children one day. It was a wonderful, wonderful story, and I just love this classic edition especially. Finally, I listened to the audiobook By Your Side by Casey West. That was my only read this week that I wasn't completely in love with. I gave it a 3-star rating. It was just okay. I didn't really have much interest in the plot outside of the library plot. If you know anything about this book, a guy and a girl get locked in a library over a weekend, and the whole book isn't them in the library. About halfway through, they get out of the library and it's their lives after, but I don't know, after the whole library thing happened, I did lose a bit of interest, and it was just okay. Like, I'm glad I listened to it, but it wasn't my favorite Casey West book, so I'll have to try some more of her other books out in the future for sure. But that wraps up my BookTubeAthon vlog. Thank you so much for watching, and happy reading.
Wake up to the sound of your fleeting heart. Wake up to the sound of your fleeting